All right, I guess we're going to have to do it this way. Let's hope everybody comes over here. Let me go. Okay. I'm going to send a message. There everybody is. Here's everybody coming in. Hopefully, this is crazy. This is going to end up really nice. This is going to be really... Okay, people are coming in. All right, I guess I don't have to put a message over on the other channel. You know, I don't understand. It's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy against me by YouTube. I don't understand it. I spent an hour getting everything ready, getting everything all set, and oops, and it just, this happened. So I don't know what it is because of all this light. Let me turn one of these lights off here real quick. This is nuts. I love YouTube. It's not fixed, Candy. This is, I'm doing this on my, I couldn't figure out the other way to do it. Hold on a second. It just, no, doesn't help hardly at all. But okay, well, we're going to do this anyway because this particular episode of Tank Talk Live is going to be different than the next one. And of course it's laggy. That's great. This is wonderful. I just love it. I love technology. It's a beautiful thing. Hopefully you can all hear me and this isn't a complete disaster. If it does turn out to be a complete disaster, that's okay because this is not the official first episode of Tank Talk. The first official episode of Tank Talk Live is going to be next week. But today, what I wanted to do was talk with you about what Tank Talk's going to be, what this is all about, what you can expect, and all that good stuff. Now, what I want, are there some trolls in here, Mr. B? I don't care about all that. What I need to do is I need to stop with the chat because that's kind of the whole deal here today, folks. And it's going to be hard for me to do that because the chat, I'm doing this on my phone. I've got software, I've got all this stuff and a nice webcam and an expensive microphone and everything, and I can't get it to work. It's not my equipment's fault. YouTube has changed everything all around, and it's been a couple of months since I've live streamed, so I didn't know all the different changes I need to make before I did this. So this is going to be disastrous, but it's okay because I have a very specific agenda today, a very specific thing that I want to do, and that is explain to you what this is all about. What is Tank Talk Live? What is what's the deal with this? What is it going to be? What can you expect? Because the thing is, folks, I want to do this differently. I want to do, let me see if I can turn my brightness on my computer screen down, which maybe will take a little bit of that light off of me. Hey, look at that. All right. So I have an agenda with Tank Talk. Not an agenda. I have a specific, I have my reasons for doing this. I have my reasons for having not live streamed for the last couple of months. If you remember, I don't even know where to look because I'm looking at the screen, but I'm not looking at you, and it's very confusing, and I'm sorry. This is just a complete mess. But if you remember a couple of months ago, I talked about how live streaming was actually having a negative impact on my channel. And it definitely was. And I at first, I was kind of blaming the system. Like, well, it's, people don't like this kind of format. People don't like that it's a slower paced, longer format, and that's why people don't like it. And I came to the realization about a month ago, I guess, no, that's not it at all. The reason why people aren't watching the live streams, and people were watching them, but the reason why they were having such a negative effect on my channel is because I just wasn't very good at it. I know there's people that say, oh, we love your streams, we love what you do, we love when you ramble on and on and on and on. And that's great, but those are people, the people who say that are people that love fish videos, they love fish content, they would love anything that is fish keeping related. And I love those people, those are my people, but the majority of people on YouTube are not those people. The majority of people on YouTube are people that want to get very easy to digest content very fast. And if you don't do that, or if you don't give them something that you can expect, then they tune out. And I was looking at my analytics, and there was every single live stream that I did, there were people leaving my channel after seeing live streams. That bothered me. I mean, people leave all the time. It happens. I lose a lot of subscribers every month. Every every YouTube channel does. But when you look at those specific videos, then no, because of this, I am making the decision to leave. And that's depressing. That hurt my feelings. And so again, at first it was, I was like, it's the format. That's what people don't like. And then I realized, no, it's me. It's the way I'm doing it. Ranting is one thing, or rambling is one thing. But when you're talking about Q&A, I know it seems like I'm out of it here, folks, and I kind of am, because this whole thing with the technology part of it, I'm sorry. But the Q&A part of it got really people viewing my live streams. I mean, it's just a fact, it is. And the reason why was because I'm not very good at live Q&A, because there's a lot of stuff I don't know. I mean, I've never once in a million years really? No, really more like 7. I've never in 7 years told you that I'm an expert at fish keeping. But people would ask me questions, and my problem was I would read every single one of them. It's not like I'm going to sit there with a dead face just looking at it, reading the questions before I read them to you. That's boring. You don't want to see me sitting here reading. So I would read every question. And when you end up with a question, I mean, I am an idiot, but I don't want to put myself in a position where I know I'm going to make myself look like an idiot. It's hard enough not to look like an idiot already, but to put myself in a situation where I know I'm going to look like an idiot, that's something I struggle with. So I came to the realization that it's the way I'm doing it, it's my style, and I'm not somebody that's just bash myself all the time. I'm not that, folks. I'm just saying I came to the realization of why it was happening. And that's why I stopped streaming, because I felt like it was having an immense negative impact on my channel. And so I said, well, forget it. I'm not going to keep doing something every week that is hurting me. I mean, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Instead, I want to do something I want to put my time towards something that is definitely more productive, I guess you could say. So I went and focused all of my attention onto 10 things. I introduced a new series, You Ought to Know, which I love. I hope you do too. I've been having a lot of fun with it. We're only 3 weeks deep into that one. And then I before that, I introduced Tank Talk back again. And that is the series, folks. The Tank series is the one, where's the camera at? I got to find the camera here real quick. There it is. Okay. The Tank Talk series is the one out of all of my videos that I have the most fun with. Now, I know that might sound crazy because I put a ton of time into 10 things. I don't put as much time into You Ought to Know because they're very short videos. We'll touch on You Ought to Know a little bit later again too, but 10 things I put an immense amount of time into. And I love it. It's so much fun. Making videos is my hobby. I mean, fish keeping's my hobby. Making videos is another hobby of mine. And so I definitely enjoy it, but it's hard. It's a lot. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of planning and thought and production and all this kind of stuff. And so I put an immense amount of time into that. Tank Talk, the videos that I've been doing the last couple of months, are laid back, they're relaxed, they're more, it's just an easier experience for me to make them. And I enjoy it. It's fun. So I was thinking about it, I guess it was last week. I don't know. Whenever it was. Having so much fun with Tank Talk, what I'm already doing, because I'm having so much fun with it. I'm getting a ton of really good about the channel. That series, it doesn't get as many views, not even close to Tank Talk. But really? Come on, John's out of it tonight. It doesn't get as many views as 10 Things does. 10 Things has kind of become almost like the foundation of the channel, which is great. That's what I did it for. I love that. So Tank Talk doesn't do as well as that. However, it does really well. And I get a ton of really good feedback on it. And I enjoy making those videos. So I want to do more of that. I want to add something to it. So I started thinking of all these different things that I can add. Now, if you are new to this, maybe you're somebody that was watching my live streams a long time ago, maybe even before I took my break, and then you've come back now because, hey, John's back. He's doing live streams again. That's awesome. I'm going to go watch that. Maybe you haven't been around for a while. Let me explain what Tank Talk has been for the last couple of months. It's been me pulling 3 questions from my channel. Any video on the channel. I go onto, if you're not a YouTuber, you may not know this. I don't have to go through all 400 of my videos. I go to my analytics and I click on comments, and it pulls up all of the comments that have come in for all of my videos. So they're all right there on one page. So I will look at the comments. I will pull 3 questions that I think are good questions to get something out of. I will answer those 3 questions on the videos, and I will do a comment of the week. That's another one that I pull from anywhere on on my channel. It's a comment that is fun. It's a comment that's silly. Maybe it's one that's mean. Maybe it's why I would pick one of the comment of the week comments. It's just something to have some fun with, really, every single week. So that's what I've been doing on Tank Talk, and it's been a ton of fun, getting a lot of really good feedback. And I keep seeing in the chat, people are saying that it's choppy. I'm sorry, folks. I mean, this is going to be a short one, so you know, it is what it is. It might just have to be one of those scenarios where people don't really see what Tank Talk really is until I start it up next week. But anyway, for those of you who are joining me here today, thank you so much. And hopefully you'll have an understanding of what this series is going to be, or this show is going to be, and you will help to get next week's going. So here we go. I started thinking about adding stuff to Tank Talk. One of the, I thought, let me add some more segments. I want to do a segmented thing here. So maybe I'll add a what's going on segment, like a current events segment to Tank Talk. This could be where I comment on something that's going on. Something's going on in the YouTube community. It's going on in the fish keeping community. It's in the industry. It's whatever. Or it could be something that's going on with me personally, a project that we're working on or something like that. It'll be like an opening segment that would be talking about anything. It's kind of a free-for-all. A great example would be if I was to do one this week, would say, hey, Aquashella was last weekend. That sure looked like a lot of fun. I wish I could have gone to it, but I wasn't able to go. We couldn't swing it. We couldn't get down there to Dallas. It looked like a lot of super happy for them, and I wish we could have gone down there. That's the kind of thing that I would talk about on the what's going on segment. Also, it could be an opportunity for me to address things that have happened in our videos. Here's what I mean by that. We put up a video a couple of weeks ago that you may have seen that was 10 fish that should not be kept in aquariums. That video has taken off. It's done extremely well. It's gotten more dislikes than any video we've ever done. And the reason for that is because anytime you even come close to the line, people are going to lose their minds. And even though I explained very clearly in the beginning of that video and the end of that video that I know there are going to be some of you watching this video that have these fish. I'm not saying that you're bad people. I'm not saying that these fish should be taken away from you. I'm simply saying if the majority of people out there can't keep these fish properly, it's not fair to the fish. It's not fair to anybody. So rather than have these fish set up to be killed, they should just be taken out of the hobby. There are tons of people out there that keep monster fish. Joey's doing a great job with it. IFG doesn't, I don't know how many monster fish he keeps, but he keeps some bigger fish. He's doing a great job with it. What's that channel? Matt's Monster Fish or something like that. There are tons of people out there that are doing a great job with these big monster fish, but they're the minority. They're the ones that are doing it right. There are very few of them. The majority of the people that buy these fish don't take proper care of them. And that was kind of the point with that video. But of course, whenever you say anything that's even close to the line, people flip out and they lose their minds. So the what's going on segment would be a great opportunity for me to address stuff like that. Here's another one. This just happened with my video. What was it, 2 days ago? You Ought to Know, where I talked about between the whole concept of that series. You Ought to Know is a very small tidbit of information, just to information to you, the fish keeper, that maybe you don't know, maybe you do know. I thought it was a great opportunity to introduce you to the concept of a beta sorority. Well, first of all, you got a lot of people yelling at me for saying beta. I get it. I mean, that's fine. I'm used to that. It is what it is. But then there's also a lot of people which I left out in that video. Meaning, hey, John, you didn't talk about what size tank it needs to be. You didn't talk about how many you can put in there. You didn't talk about this. You didn't talk about that. And my response to that is, I know. And that was intentional. The whole idea to that video was, hey, guess what? You can do this. Maybe you didn't know, but now you know that if you want to keep multiple betas in a tank, you can do it with females. That was the whole idea behind the video. So anyway, I'm getting off track here, but that's the point with the what's going on. It's not all going to be about me. It's not going to all be about my videos. It's not going to be about KG Tropicals. It's going to be industry stuff. Maybe there's been a video like that put up by another YouTuber that people are losing their minds over, that has caused controversy. We all know it happens. It might be my opportunity to respond to that. I'm almost always going to take the side of the YouTuber. I mean, that's just the way I'm going to go, unless they're doing something absolutely egregious. But what I'm saying is there might be something that has gone on in the YouTube community that I say, hey, you know what? Let's take it easy on this guy. You know, let's support each other. We're a community here. We're not supposed to be bashing each other. So that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a current events, a what's going on, a what's new. I don't really know. Maybe you can help me with that. You find people that are still in here with me on this ridiculous live stream that I'm doing tonight. Maybe you could do me the favor of helping name these segments. That would be really good. So I want to start off every episode of Tank Talk Live with that. We haven't gotten into that yet, though. I'm getting ahead of myself. When I was thinking about, will I add to Tank Talk, I started thinking, I want to add this what's going on segment. I want to add this current events segment. Well, the problem with that is that it's current events. It's not what happened, 4 weeks ago. And that's where it could become a problem. You may not know this. I don't exactly advertise this. But yeah, and I know about IFG. Thank you, Candy. I hope he comes over here. But anyway, I do have it up on the screen here. I'm gonna get to the super chats. Don't worry. We're gonna talk a lot about super chats here in a minute. So I batch record all of my videos, and what that means is I spend a month preparing my videos. 10 things. 10 things is scripted. It's not like strictly scripted. I think you can tell when you watch it. It's a scripted series. You know, this is the point that we want to make. So we go and we go off of that script. You Ought to Know is also a scripted series. So I write those. I write those on my wonderful birthday present that my adorable, wonderful woman got for me, my iPad with the keyboard. This thing is read my videos, really? Write my videos, watch YouTube videos, and play video games. That's all I do on this thing. So I didn't really even need a laptop. Anyway, I write them all, spend a whole month writing these videos in my spare time. And then I will take one day and I'll record them all. Lisa doesn't do it this way, but I do. I will record all the episodes of 10 Things, usually 4 episodes of 10 Things, and 4 episodes of You Ought to Know. And I will have picked out my questions that I'm going to use for Tank Talk, and I will sit down and record 4 episodes of Tank Talk. It makes for a long day, but it's a very efficient way of doing this so that I can stay on schedule. That's the hardest part about it. So then I've got a whole month to edit those videos and write the next 4, or 12, actually. Tank Talk is not written. I just select the questions, I file them away, and when I do Tank Talk, I pull the question back up and I answer it right off the top of my head. That's how I do it, and I think that's how I keep it fresh, if you will. Keep it loose, keep it light. I don't have any pre-planned answers for those questions. I just go for it. Well, the problem becomes, if I'm going to do a current event section or segment on these live streams, I can't exactly do that and batch record them, which means I'll be recording Tank Talk episodes every week, which, I mean, that's okay. But I already work between my 2 jobs now. If you want to include YouTube as a job, I work more hours than I do anything else. So it's hard to imagine I'm going to record every weekend. That would just be crazy. If this was my full-time job, which it's very far from being, that would be different. But it's not, so I can't. So that is what got me to the idea of, all right, well, maybe I'll do this live. But if I'm going to do this live, I'm going to have to do it in a very methodical way. It's going to have to be done in a very specific way. And there's going to have to be certain things in place that I'm going to do that are going to make it to where it's not like it was before. Which before, I was losing subscribers on every single live stream because I just wasn't very good at it. This time I would want to make it different. I would want to make this a segmented show, an actual show. The best example that I'd love to give, which of course, this will not compete with this guy in any way, shape, or form, but it's Philip DeFranco. That would be the best way to explain it. When you go on Philip DeFranco's videos, which I do every single day, and 6.8 million people go to every single day, when you do that, there he is, Matt's Monsterfish. I knew I was talking about you earlier. If you weren't here, I was saying you were doing a good thing. See, that's why I shouldn't look at the chat. I'm going to get to the super chats in a minute here, folks. But Philip DeFranco, every single time you turn on one of his videos, you know exactly what you're going to get. You're going to get the, yeah, you beautiful bastards. He's going to say, let's just jump into it. And you know he's going to go for, he's going to do the most talked about thing of the day. He's going to do, let's get into what I love today. And today in awesome, you know what Philip DeFranco is going to do in every single one of his videos. That's kind of what I wanted to go for with this. I want it to be a segmented show where every week I'm doing the same thing. Of course, I'm not saying the same thing, but I'm following the exact same format every single week. Every week, 9 o'clock on Thursdays. So that's the whole goal here. That's the vision that I have, is to bring you a show. Something that will be entertaining, fun, light, laid back, but yet not sitting there saying, okay, let me find the next question. I'm not into that. That's not any fun. And I have no interest in doing that whatsoever. So I sure would love to be able to pull something up here real quick. So here's what I'm going to do. Let me see if I can even get this, because now my computer wants to be a B word. I'm doing exactly what I just said I do not want to do. Isn't that funny? Here we go. Just so you know, folks, I'm probably going to delete this as soon as it's over because, ew, this is bad. But I thank you all very much for being here, with me. It does mean a lot to be able to sit through this mess of a live stream. Anyway, okay, let me see if I can get to this because there is something very important. I want to go over with you exactly what I'm going to do every single week and the format that I'm going to use, but there is one important part here that that I want to be able to do. Okay, everybody's still here. Jeez. Let me see if this is what I can do. Because, nope, that's not going to work. All right, listen. Let me get through this real quick because this is just turning out to a huge cluster F. So I need to thank, first of all, Matt's Monster Fish. Thank you, my friend. We don't know each other, but anybody that's willing to take money out of their pocket and put it in mine, you're my friend. So I'm going to call you my friend. And if you weren't here for what I said earlier, if you've watched any of my recent videos, you probably saw the video where I said there are certain fish that should not be in this hobby. And I probably read a couple of fish on the list that you have, Matt. When I was here tonight talking about it and I brought you up, I said you and Joey and IFG and some of these other people are the ones that are doing it right. And you're doing the right thing for your fish where the majority of people in this hobby are not. So that's what I said about you earlier, in case you were wondering, because I wouldn't want to go back and watch this in replay if I were you. So thank you for the super chat very much. IFG, if you're watching, there he is. Thank you, my friend. You've been my friend for years, so I don't have to explain that to you. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. And there was somebody else. I didn't see it. I saw it, but I don't see who it was. And doing this on mobile is really weird. It doesn't show me who it was. Somebody gave a $5 super chat, and I feel like a total jerk for having not shouted you out. So if you want to just say, hey, it was me, I'll believe you because I don't have any way of proving otherwise. So let's get into what this show is going to be every single week. You tune in at 9 o'clock on a Thursday. This is what you're going to be able to expect every single week. First of all, it's not going to look like this. It's going to look good. There's another one. I'm not going to do this in future episodes. We're going to talk about this, but thank you, Matt. I already thanked Matt. Thank you, Mike, for the $2. You said that was you before. That wasn't you before, was it? You before? If you donated another $2, then there it is. Yeah, they're saying it was. So, Mike, you're just handing out the super chats tonight. Is that what's going on? So thank you very much for that. And also thank you very much for that. And also thank you for Nisi redoing her membership to the channel. And we have a new member, David Smoyer. He is a new member of the KG team. So we'll get into that in a minute. This is how this is going to lay out every single week. Again, it's not going to look like this. It's going to be a lot more, a lot easier presentation to watch. Because the audio quality, the video quality, everything is going to be much better. The lighting, this is terrible on my phone. It's embarrassing. So that's the first thing that you can expect. I'm going to have to spend the next week trying to figure it out. And I'm not going to ask Corey because he's going to be like, I have this $12,000 software kit. And I'm like, well, okay, I'm not getting that. So I'm going to have to find out It's just one little thing that I can't find, that I used to be able to find, and now I can't find it, which is the stream key. I can't find it on this new YouTube Studio Beta. I love Studio Beta, but I can't find it. Anyway, every single week, the first thing we're going to start off with is the what's going on segment, the what's new. Did somebody comment on my hand? I'm here for you guys. That's why I shouldn't look at the chat. Open up with what's going on. And like I said earlier, this is where it could be talking about, said earlier, where I brought up Matt's Monster Fish. I said, you know, there's been a line, but I can respond to that and say, hey, you know what? This is what I meant by that. If you're still offended, I don't know what else to tell you. We could also talk about things like the fact that Aquashella was over the weekend, and maybe there'll be an event that segment should be named What's Going On. I would love to be able to have the song playing in that opening. That'd be awesome. Not what's going on, but what's going. G-O-I-N. What's going on? That could be the name of that segment, but I don't know. So, or current events, or what's new, I don't know. So, my dogs are losing their minds. That means somebody's probably pulling up to my house. Anyway, next segment after that is going to be Q&A. So, just like Tank Talk has been for the last couple of months, I'm going to pick 3, maybe 4 questions. It's going to depend on the questions themselves. If there's a question that, you know, the answer is no, well, then that question, you know, might be an added question. But you know me, I don't answer questions, go as deep as I possibly can, and I try to be as thorough as I can. So the Q&A, without getting boring, question, then after that, we go into my favorite part, which is going to be the comment of the week. Now, I forgot, I'm getting ahead of myself here because I see a lot of new names popping up in the chat, and I should not be looking at the chat right now. I'm going to talk more about that in a minute, but you may not be aware, if you want to submit a question for me to answer, you're going to do that in the comment section of my videos. Any video on my channel. There's 400 of them. They're easy to find. You can find any one of my videos and put it on there, and there can be questions about anything. Whatever it is that you want to know about fish keeping, ask them. It does not have to only be African cichlids. I kind of made my name with African cichlids, but you can see, well, you can only see 2 tanks, and one of them has African cichlids in it, but it's not all about African cichlids anymore. So you can be questions about anything fish keeping related. In the comment section of any video on my channel, the comment of the week is not something that you're going to put in for and say, have this be comment of the week. That's not how this one's going to work. The comment of the week is going to be something that I find because I'm just perusing through the comments in my videos. I find one, and I say, that's the one. For whatever reason. Somebody's mean. Somebody's makes a really important statement that I think everybody should hear. Somebody puts up a comment that's a troll comment, or it's just a joke, or whatever it is. For some reason, I see that comment and I say, that's the one. I like that one, and that's the one that I'm going to use for comment of the week. Again, it's going to be pulled straight from any one of my videos. I've done comment of the week on, so there's really no rules when it comes to that. Next is going to be a segment that I was apprehensive about doing. I didn't know if I wanted to do it, but then I thought back, way back, to Tank Talk, the podcast. Now, there might be a lot of people watching this that have never heard or seen or listened to the Tank Talk podcast. There was a day where there were 2 fish keeping podcasts, and that was it. It was me and it was Blue Zoo, and that was the only people that were doing podcasts for a little bit. And then Joey had one for a little while, and then there was a few more that popped up. And there was the Bailey brothers, but they had stopped when I started. So the only ones that were currently doing it were me and Frank Reese. He's still doing it. And his podcasts are just advertisements. That's all they are. Anyway, so in the Tank Talk podcast, I did a segment every single week that was called John's World. This John's World in the Tank Talk podcast, I got a tremendous amount of positive feedback from those segments in my podcast. Thank you very much. Who was that? Let me scroll back here. Joseph D'Ambrose. I hope I'm saying your name right. Thank you, my friend, for the $2 super chat. Very generous of you. Again, we're going to talk about those in a minute. But I got a lot of positive feedback on the John's World segment. And so what was the John's World segment? Well, this was a segment where I would pick this. Back then it was different, but now I want to do it differently. Back then I would just pick something that I wanted to talk about for whatever reason, and it would be something that has nothing to do with fish keeping. Something that is about something that's going on in my life, something about my favorite movie or something like that. I would talk about something that has nothing to do with fish keeping. And it was a risk at first to do that, but it actually turned out to be something that I got a lot of very good feedback from. The other reason why I've decided to do this particular segment is because whenever I've ever done a live stream, every single live stream I've ever done, towards the end of every live stream, it always happens. The fish keeping talk shuts down and we go to talking about bobbleheads. We talk about baseball. We talk about hockey. We talk about movies, comic books, superhero movies, all of this kind of stuff. It just happens organically. We don't do it on purpose. It happens. If you don't believe me, go to every single live stream I've ever done, go to the last 15 minutes of it, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Whoever keeps asking to see my fish, no, we can't see my fish. There they are. Look at them. There you go. Watch my videos. Why are you watching this one? You ain't gonna see any fish here. This is not worth your time to watch this if you want to see fish. So John's World now, if I'm gonna do this, and notice I said if I'm gonna do John's World now, the reason why is because you, the viewer, has asked a question in the comment section that is something to do with anything but fish. Anything that you want to know of course, there's some things that are going to cross the line and I'm not going to answer. But you have a question that is not pertaining to fish, put it in the comment section of any video. This one's going to get deleted, so don't do it on this one. But put it on any video in my entire library. Put on there the hashtag John's World. You don't have to, but if you do that, that'll be really cool. Now, the reason why I say if I do this is because if no one asks a question that has nothing to do with fish keeping, I'm not going to make something up. I'm not going to be like, well, nobody asked me anything for John's World, so I'm just going to talk about my favorite superhero movie now. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to waste anybody's time. If you want to know something that has nothing to do with fish keeping, put it in the comment section, hashtag John's World. There you go. If there aren't any, I won't do it. Now, the rules with that are going to be, there is an obvious line I'm not going to cross. Okay? Everybody knows what that line is. There are questions. There are a lot of comments getting muted today or hidden today. What are you people doing? But I guess it's the time, maybe because I used to do it and get this. This didn't happen. I'm not going to talk about things that are personal, like personal. You know what I mean? I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying, right? We're all adults here, right? Most of us anyway. There are obvious questions that cross the line. Not gonna mess around with that. Thank you, Candy. I don't have time for those people either. The other thing is, I'm not going to talk about anything that has anything whatsoever to do with politics. It's out of bounds. My politics are so all over the place that if I was to talk about politics, everybody would hate me because I am extraordinarily conservative on some parts and extremely liberal on others. So there's no way I can make everybody happy. So politics, no, absolutely not. You can ask them all you want and give me that free engagement on my channel. But dude's ignoring the question, doesn't want to address the king of DIY. What about the king of DIY? What about him? I mean, Are we trying to get some drama going here or something? What happened with Joey? Anyway, this is why I shouldn't look at the chat. So there are a lot of people putting hashtag John's World now. What? On. What's the thing with Joey? What are they trying to get started with Joey? I've known Joey since 2013. What are we trying? Oh, I steal his content. Okay, whatever. See, I know what you're doing, and that's just childish. So you're trying to start up some trash and all that. You're not going to get it here. That's not going to happen. Nobody has ever done anything original on YouTube. Every single YouTuber can say every single other YouTuber steals everybody's ideas. So stop it. Not going to talk about politics, and I'm not going to talk about stuff that is obvious crossing the line. And what I was saying earlier, there's a lot of people putting hashtag John's World in this. It's very nice of you. That's very cool. But don't do that, because when this goes to replay, the only way I'm going to see it is if I actually watch the replay, which I'm not going to do. Save it to put it on. I'm not starting anything. Watch Joey's live stream. But yes, come. No, I'm not going to do that, dude. I don't care if Joey says I steal his ideas. What have I done that he's done? It doesn't, I'm not going to lose any sleep. Come on. But yet I still keep reading the comments. Why? I don't know, because I'm stupid. So there's nothing to start between me and Joey. Okay, there's just nothing to start there. Why does everybody want, first of all, to get him mixed up in stuff? I don't care if he says I steal his ideas. Whatever. I don't. So there you go. But anything else is fair game. Can't be talking about politics. We can't talk about things that are obviously crossing the line. I've said that 100 times because I keep looking at the chat, and that is where we're going to get to the next segment here. Now, under normal circumstances, I would be able to see on my screen everyone who has sent in a super chat and everyone who has become a new member during the stream. And we tend to get new members during the stream because that's when they see us and they say, hey, I'll become a member. So I can usually have it pulled up. In fact, I have it. Let me see something here. Where'd it go? I have it right here. Look at my screen. See it? Nisi, David Schmoyer, IFG. But the others haven't come up. The others haven't come up. Why? Because I switched over to the mobile. So I'm not able to see anybody that's become a new member or has given a super chat. So that's going to be different on the future videos or on the future Tank Talks. But what I'm getting at here is this is the part I'm going to make a lot of people mad. As if I haven't made enough people mad over the last couple of weeks. Right now that are typing in the chat right now, there's going to be some of them that are going to be upset. And if there are other streamers watching right now, other fish keeping streamers watching, they're going to be upset with what I'm about to say. But I hope not, because I hope they understand and you understand what exactly it is I'm going for here and why I'm going to say what I'm going to say. Because it applies to me. It doesn't apply to anybody else. It applies to me in the way I do things, what I like to see, and what I don't like to see. So here it is. Are we ready? Okay, buckle up. As of next Thursday at 9 o'clock, when I start the first episode of the new Tank Talk Live, I will not be addressing the chat. The only reason I'm addressing it today at all is because I have it on this stupid mobile app where it's popping up in my face and I can't not see it. So that's the only reason I've seen the chats. But the reason why, the number one reason why, is because of exactly what you have seen here today. I'm talking to you right now, reading Hi 8 Limps Reef Tank. Buttercup. I'm reading this as I'm talking to you. So you wonder why I get so distracted. I am not somebody that is good if there's easy distractions. If I'm somebody that can stay on point and stay on topic, I can go and I can go for a long time, be fun, and I can be entertaining, and I can have a good time with it, which will hopefully bring you a good time. But if my other eye is always looking at the chat, it always messes me up. Somebody said sorry. There's no reason to be sorry. This is my fault. See, I'm reading the chat while I'm talking. There's no reason to be sorry. This is my fault that this happens, because I see something and I want to go towards it, and it's a problem for me. And so I lose my train of thought. I get distracted. Don't you talk about my third eye. That was weird. But it happened again. There we go. See, this is what happens. If I address the chat, it becomes a problem. And what I want to do with this new format, with this new show, is I want to bring you a segmentized show. I want you to be able to tune in at 9 o'clock on a Thursday night and say, I know exactly what I'm going to get. I know I'm going to get a events, what's going on. He's pretty good at that. And since he's going to be picking questions, obviously he's going to pick questions that he knows the answer to. That'll be nice. And then we're going to do comment of the week, which is always fun. And then we're going to do John's World if people submit questions. And then the last one is what I'm talking about here right now. I am not going to address the chat at all, except for super chats. Now, you might think that that is a ploy to get you to give me super chats, and that is not what it is at all. The super chat segment and the John's World segment may or may not happen. If nobody gives super chats, then there's not going to be any reason for me to do it. But there's no way Evan Alexander is going to take IFG is going to take $20 out of his pocket for no reason and put it into mine. There's no way I'm not going to shout that person out. It's going to happen. And that's what I'm going to do every single live stream. And I'm going to do it last. And the reason why I'm going to do it last is because I don't want to do it as the second segment and then 8 more come in, because sometimes people are feeling generous and then I have to do it again at the end. If you get and I'm not criticizing you for that, because I've been there. I know how it is. I know that there is a thrill attached to hearing a streamer say your name. It doesn't matter if it's me. I don't know why it would be a thrill if it comes from me, but whether you're watching a streamer that has 1 million subscribers or you're watching one that has 20 subscribers, it doesn't matter. When you hear that person say your name, there's a thrill factor to that. I get it. I remember a year and a half ago watching Twitch. Yes, I'm a 44-year-old man. I was watching Ninja play Fortnite on Twitch. Yeah, I'm not afraid to admit it. I am terrible at that game. I'm horrible. I haven't played that game in a year, but I love watching people who are good at it play. It's like I'm watching a hockey game right now. It's on right there. I can't play hockey, can't ice skate, but I love watching hockey. Same thing with Fortnite. I love watching Ninja. So I said something a year and a half ago. There was 128,000 people watching. And the reason why I know that is because I texted Lisa. I texted her about this. There's 128,000 people watching his live stream, and he shouted me out. He shouted me out because I gave him like $10 or something like that. I don't remember what it was. But I got a thrill out of that. I got a thrill out of this 26-year-old with purple hair sitting in his basement playing a video game said my name. That was a thrill. I mean, I was as thrilled about that as if like David Draymond was on stage and was like, "Thank you, John." I would lose my mind. It was the same kind of a thing. It was a huge thrill. I get it. I understand that there is a thrill attached to that. Doesn't matter who it is. But I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to be this guy that's going to sit here and say hi to every person in the chat. And, you know, I can't do that. My brain won't allow me to do that. I would never get on with what I want to do. I would never get to it. I would always be off the rails, going all over the place, and I would never be able to stay on point, constantly saying every single name that pops up in the chat. I just can't do it. So I hope you understand that. There are a lot of streamers, some of which I have seen their names in the chat right now, that are very good at doing that. I'm not one of them. They can do that. They can say hi to everybody. They can thank every single individual person that's watching their stream. And I know it means a lot to their viewers. And they do a great job of it. I don't. I can't do that. And that's one of the things that I do believe was kind of derailing my live stream back in the day. So, folks, everybody's going to hate this. But I'm not going to read the comments or the chat in these Tank Talk Lives until the very end. Okay? So here's the plan. What's going on? Q&A, comment of the week, John's World, if there's questions, super chats, if there's super chats. After that, I want to go about an hour. I want to do about an hour. So if I get through all of that, and it's 9:45, maybe we'll go ahead and go to the chat for the last 15 minutes. And then what I'll end up doing is after it uploads, I'll go on YouTube Editor and I'll just edit that part out. Like Brandon Kemp just did. The only guaranteed way that you will have a shout out is with the super chat. That is not me asking you for money, folks. It's absolutely not. Don't start that rumor because I'm not doing it. I'm not asking you for anything. I don't care if not one. It means a lot to me. Trust me. There's been $28 tonight put in my pocket. Complete strangers. That means a lot to me. IFG isn't a stranger, but anyway, it means a lot to me, but I'm not asking for it. So if it comes in for no reason whatsoever, somebody just decides to put money in my pocket, of course, I'm going to shout those people out. So it's going to be those and then new members. So the last segment every single week is going to be superheroes, super chats, whatever it is. Whoever has done super chats, I'm going to do them all at the end, all at one time, and that'll be a lot of fun. Again, if none come through, that's okay too. We'll just skip that segment and we'll go straight to the Q&A. So that's an hour straight of nonstop talking. You see what I do for all you folks? So again, the idea here, folks, is to completely get away from what I was doing in the past. What I was doing in the past is very similar to what a lot of other YouTubers do. JH Aquatics is with us tonight. River Life is here. They do that. They're good at it. I'm not. And you can say I'm good at it. People, you can say that all you want. If I don't feel like I'm good at it, then I'm not going to be good at it. So I have to go with what I know I can do, and I feel confident that I can do well. So doing it segmented, doing a pre-planned show every single week, that's going to be the way that I'm going to be able to bring you what I find is the best product that I can bring you. See? So in order to do that, I have to completely stay away from the chat. The chat is up on the screen right now because I don't have any other choice. There might be a way that I can touch the screen somewhere and make the chat go away. If I could, I would have earlier, not because I want to ignore anybody, but because I'm reading Carrie Hello right now. You see what I mean? It's distracting. You're too good. It's distracting to me. And nobody's doing anything wrong. I'm not mad at anybody for it. It's not. This is part of the deal. But it messes me up. And I'm unable to focus on what I need to focus on, which is bringing you the best content that I can bring you. And so in order to do that, I'm going to have to, for lack of a better word, completely ignore the chat until the very end. This all makes sense. The chat is not my enemy, folks. It's not. It is. Oh, here we go with one of these. This guy. These are fun. There you go, Candy. Those people. I wonder what he was saying. See, now I kind of want to know what he was saying. And that's my problem. That's why I need to stay away from the chat. So This is a series, folks, that is going to evolve. It's not going to be the same from episode 1 next week as it is the week after that or the week after that. It's going to be something that's going to be constantly evolving. My hope is that you people watching it, whoever watches it, first of all, I hope you enjoy it. And second of all, I hope that you will make suggestions to me of things that I can do better. If it's, hey, maybe you should do transitions between your segments, make it look more like a television show. You should add this segment, make a suggestion of what segment I should add. You should add, there's certain segments, here we go. There are segments I will not do. I will not do YouTuber shout outs. You're mad at me right now. Hear me out here. I think it's going to make sense when you hear what I'm saying. I have already had people suggest to me, you should do YouTuber shout outs on your Tank Talk videos. I'm not going to do that. And here's why. This guy is fun. So, are we going to there we go. Thank you, Candy. Who doesn't love candy? The reason why I won't do YouTube shout outs is because of drama and because of politics. That's it. Because I have to do this. I have to interrupt this program to bring to you, I don't know how to say your name. Thank you for, oh, there it went. Thank you for the $5 super chat. You guys recommend 75 gallons for most cichlids. I have two 55-gallon corner tanks that I want to bridge over the top from corner to corner. Will this work? That is a scary, scary idea, my friend. I've seen it done a long time ago. It's very fun. It's a cool idea, but that's going to be very scary. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Sure, it can be done, but whenever you introduce something that's going to have to be sealed and all of that, and you have the potential to leak, that scares me. That's just me, but that's just it. So I would do a lot of planning, and I would just hit the research button hard before you do something like that. Back to the shout outs. I love 150 channels out there. And I have always, from the beginning, there's people that would argue this, but from the beginning, I have always done anything I can do to help smaller channels. Channels smaller than mine, channels bigger than mine. I really don't care. Subscriber numbers have never meant anything to me. There are people on this chat right now that I have given advice and have thanked me, saying that I helped. So I like doing that. That's a lot of fun. And so a shout out of YouTube channels would be a lot of fun. However, what would happen? You know exactly what would happen. So we go to week 1 and I shout out this channel, and then the week after that I shout out this channel, and then all of a sudden you get every channel starts to email me, Facebook message me, Instagram, hey John, can you shout me out? Can you shout me out? And next thing you know, there's all these people that are mad at me, and even more people trolling than what we have here tonight. It really must be the time frame. Whew, it's been busy tonight. Thank God for moderators. Lord have mercy. All of a sudden, there would be half of the YouTube community would be mad at me because I haven't shouted them out yet. And then, what about channels that I call friends, internet friends? Those friends would be like, that jerk hasn't shouted me out yet. I mean, why hasn't he shouted me out yet? And there could be reasons. It's never going to be any reasons that are vindictive because I just don't play that game. But maybe I just haven't gotten there. Maybe you're next week. Who knows? There would be so many people that would be mad at me if I'm doing YouTube shout outs. There's also the other side of that. And this is going to sound really cheesy, but you have to understand where I'm from here. It would kind of make me mad too, because I would be shouting out all of these channels and nobody's really returning the favor. I mean, I've had that happen to me a million times where I give something and nothing comes back. And what happens is a lot of people believe, well, I have this many subscribers and he has that many. He doesn't need help. Yes, I do. And everybody needs help. I don't care if you are Corey or Joey or Dustin or Mike. I don't care who you are. Everybody would love shout outs. Whether you have 40 subscribers or 70,000, it doesn't matter. And so then all of a sudden now I'm doing these shout outs thinking I'm doing a good thing, but yet half the YouTube community is mad at me. And then I'm mad at these people. And no, I'm just not going. Where are these people coming from? I know. Was there something disturbing? God, I don't know what's happening tonight. I really do think that it's the fish that shouldn't get aquariums video. You got smart people like Matt who came in, and he could have easily taken offense to what I said in that video. He could have easily taken offense because a lot of the fish that I talked about are fish that he specializes in. But he's too smart for that. He knows what I said right, and others don't. Wait till the one comes out this Sunday. I hope it's not going to be the same kind of a thing. Yeah, this Sunday's 10 Things is going to be 10 most abused fish. It was pre-planned. It was pre-recorded. It's been recorded for 4 weeks. What do you want from me? That's going to be a bit of a controversial one too. So I'm not going to do YouTube shout-outs. And again, it's not because I dislike anybody. I don't dislike anybody. Seriously. I don't play those games. I'm not a drama person. I stay away from it. I know there's plenty of people out there that don't like me, and that's fine, but the same is not mutual to them. I don't have time to dislike YouTubers. That's just dumb. It makes me feel childish. So if you have an idea for a segment, something that you think would add to Tank Talk, don't be afraid to suggest it. Suggest it. That sounded like I said a bad word. Suggest it. Don't be afraid to do that. What am I drinking? What am I smoking? I'm not smoking. I'm vaping, and I'm drinking Coke from Arby's, where I had dinner tonight. But if you have an idea, I'm going to start winding down here, folks, because I'm starting to fade anyway. If you have an idea for a segment, let me know. If it's fun and sounds like something that people would respond to, I'll do it. Why not? I mean, this is not set in stone, is what I'm saying. It is an ever-evolving thing. This is going to be something that it's not going to change every week because, I mean, that would just be too much. You can only change things so much. But if there's something that would be a lot of fun to add, I'll do it. If there's something that should be taken out, like if John's World just really doesn't become a thing, that's fine. I mean, people are like, God, he's egotistical. He wants to talk about himself. But if nobody sends in questions for that, it'll just go. I won't do it. So, we might be in the lookout for a segment. I don't know. So anyway, that is going to be it for tonight, folks. This was a disaster. I can't believe that there's still 129 people in here. That's crazy that 129 people would be here watching this mess. I'm sweating now. It's nuts. 10 things every fish keeper needs to have on hand. That is a great idea, Jamie. But you shouldn't put that here. You should put that on one of my 10 things videos, because once this video is done, I'm never going to see that comment again. So that was a good one, and do that. But anyway, I don't know why 133 people are here watching this right now. It's absolutely crazy. The video quality is horrible. I don't know where the audio is right now. I don't know if it's good or not. I'm actually wearing a lav mic down here. Hopefully it's good. I mean, nobody's complained about that yet. But all I wanted to do tonight was to give you the rundown of what this live stream is going to be every single week. It is not going to be a live stream of me talking to the chat, because because that's a bad thing, but because I'm not good at it. I am not good at saying hi to everybody. I'm not good at reading the chat, answering the questions. I'm just not good at that. So to keep on schedule, I am going to, here because of you, personality, the most important part of the, well, thank you, Tom. That's very nice of you. But I mean, that never gets old, hearing that. But so thank you for the support and for the nice kind words. And see, that's the other thing. Now, Jovi is probably like, how come he's not reading my comment? This is the problem. People get mad. I'm not good at it, folks. It's not something that I'm good at. So if you're watching this right now, if you just joined us, every single week, I am going to do a current events segment, which we might call it What's Going On. I wish I could buy the royalties, or not the royalties, the license to use that song. That'd be great. I would love to use the song You Ought to Know for You Ought to Know. Come on. Anyway, we're going to do a current events segment. Then we're going to get into Q&A. The Q&A is going to be pulled from the comment sections of my videos. Any video. Doesn't have to be this one. Doesn't have to be a Tank Talk video. Any video, if it's a good question, I will consider it to be put onto a Tank Talk episode. My channel's growing rapidly, folks, and it's getting a lot of views, and it's great. I'm so proud of what it's doing. It's gotten to a point where it is absolutely impossible for me or Lisa to reply to every single comment that's put up. But I read every single one of them. I promise you I do that. I might be sitting on the toilet. I might be whatever. I mean, I'm going to read every single comment. So if you've got a good one, I'll see it. And it might be something that I choose to put on Tank Talk. Comment of the week will be the next segment. That's going to be a fun comment, a troll comment, a mean one, a funny one, a joke, whatever. Something that I find in the comment section that makes me choose it. I was going to say makes me happy, but that's not how it's going to be, because some of them are going to make me mad and I'm going to want to talk about it. If you've seen Tank Talk, you know what I'm talking about. So you never know, but it's not always going to be mean. It's not always going to be negative. Sometimes it's going to be a really good statement, something somebody said that I will read as the comment of the week. You never know what it's going to be. And then we're going to move into John's World. This is going to be where, if you have a question for me, again, in the comments of any video on my channel, if you have a question for me that has nothing to do with fish keeping. See, I'm reading the comments while I'm talking, and I was going to hold up a can of bites because we feed them every day, but I don't have them. The can's out there. So Tank Toilet Talk. No, I'm not going to do that. So was that somebody just being funny, or who knows? Stop looking at the chat, John. If you have a question for me that has nothing to do with fish keeping, put it in the comment section of any video and put in hashtag John's World. That'd be cool. But even if it's a question that's not about fish keeping, I'm kind of going to know what that's for. So that's going to be that. And then, as I said earlier, so that I do not deal with what I'm dealing with now, which is not a problem for you all. You are not doing anything wrong. But when I look at the chat like I'm doing right now, it totally messes me up. So I will not be addressing the chat at all in that John PewDiePie or T-Series. See, why am I doing this? Why do I? I'm about to pass T-Series. They better watch out, because within a couple of days, I'm going to pass them up and I'm going for PewDiePie. But because I don't want this to happen, because somebody puts up a fun comment. It was fun. It was silly. And then I get distracted, and all of a sudden 15 minutes goes by. And here we go. Again. But I want to read this. I personally do not like much when someone reads every comment in the chat, the one they are talking about, or occasionally ones, but I can read, so don't worry so much about the chat. Yeah, I mean, oh, there's Caleb. So it is a problem, and it's a problem for me. I don't enjoy watching a live stream where all anybody does is say hi to everybody. I mean, that's just me. It's just because you see that a lot. If you don't have anything to talk about, you just go to the chat and you're just like, hi to this person, hi to that person, hi to this person, hi to that person. If it gets boring for me, I know it's going to be boring for my viewers, so I'm not going to do that. I am going to stay away from the chat. I can't avoid it today because I'm on the stupid mobile app. So there's nothing I can do today. And that's why my head is halfway blown out and all this. I mean, oh, it's terrible. I'm going to stay completely away from the chat until the very end. And the very end is going to be where I will stop it, Candy. I see what you're doing. Call the last 15-minute segment Chat Talk. Basically, I don't know how far every episode is going to go. 3, but when you add to that the What's Going On segment and the John's World segment, if there is one, it'd be very easy to get up to that 45-minute mark, especially the way I like to run them. And then we have the last 15 minutes to shout out all of the super chats and the new members, and then maybe we get to the chat. But that's the thing too. We're back. Yay, it's been so much fun. I've had such a good time tonight. I'm really enjoying this. So the last segment is going to be shouting out the super chats. Some super chat donators are going to include a question in their super chat, and that is absolutely fair game. I will answer those to the best of my abilities. And I think it's Mr. Bees keeps asking who does my hair. You silly goose. I think with me and takes care of my hair. So anyway, the idea here, folks, super chatter. There you go, Jamie. The idea here is to bring you a show. That's what I want to try to do. I want to try to call it a show. I do believe that there's a difference between a show and a live stream. There really isn't, but I hope you. It's like Philip DeFranco. The way his videos are organized is it's a segmented thing. He does the same thing every single time. He pre-records his. I can't do that, so I'm going to do that live. So it's not really going to be a live stream. When I think about a live stream, I think about people interacting with the chat nonstop. And that's what I've realized I'm not very good at. Haven't you figured that out tonight? So it's not something that I'm able to do and have any kind of confidence that I'm bringing you something worthy of your time. So I'm going to stay away from the chat completely, but I will address the super chats. That's it. So that's the show every week. And you support smaller channels. Many will support you with super chats. I mean, that's all I've ever done since I started is help smaller channels when they ask. I mean, I'm not going to beg somebody to let me help them. I've thrown an olive branch out there to quite a few, and they're not asking me for any advice. So, you know, hey, it's their loss, I guess, right? But anyway, listen, this is why I don't read the chat. Look how sweaty I am. Isn't this outrageous? This is ridiculous. So I hope that you will give next week's video a chance. Not video, but stream. I hope you give it a chance and don't base your decision on this. Don't do it. Because decision on this. Don't do it. Because next week's going to be completely different. I will have the streaming, won't have the disconnecting and all of that garbage. I'm on cable internet, so it'll be more organized. It's going to be a segmented show. That's what we're going to do next week, starting next week, and from that point on. And you know what? If it doesn't work, if I go back to losing subscribers every single week, maybe we'll just go back to the way we were doing Tank Talk before. But the reason why I'm doing this, and I wanted to mention this earlier and I forgot. First of all, it's because I want to bring something new. I want to bring something exciting. But the other thing is, when I had this idea, I put up a poll on my community page. My community page is something that I had kind of lost faith in because I was sharing a lot of YouTubers' videos. I was, putting up stuff and all of this and not getting any response. And so I was like, well, it is what it is. But then I put up that poll over the weekend, which asked you, do you want me to do this? Do you want me to do a segmented live show, Tank Talk Live, which will be multiple segments, or do you want me to keep Tank Talk the way it is? And I put as the options, yes, do it live. I put no, I like it the way it is. We put doesn't matter to me. And then the last option was John's an idiot. Why did I do that? I don't know. Because I'm a self-deprecating, is that the word, deprecating? I don't know. It's just the way I am. I did that for fun, having no idea that 10% of the people would click that. 10% people think I'm an idiot. But 1,700 people voted on that poll. And when I saw that, I said, man, we got to start getting in here on the community page, because 1,700 people, that's nuts. I mean, I've got videos that don't have 1,700 views. So that is awesome. The last time I checked, it was, I think, 56%. I can get back to it. 56% of the people that voted on the poll voted, here we go. Let me get it here for you. It's right here. Somebody just gave a super chat. Did I forget to? Oh yeah, Mr. B's. Thank you for all you do, by the way. Nice hair. Thank you, Mr. B. Yeah, I get comments on my hair all the time. Here's an idea. What if we took Tank Talk to a whole new level? What if instead of a pre-recorded video where I answer 3 of your questions and pick a comment of the week, we still do that, but also add updates for our projects, updates on current events in the hobby, and even add a new segment like Getting to Know KG Tropicals, which I have since changed to John's World because that's what we used to call it in the podcast. 56% of the people voted yes. Now, that might seem kind of low, even though it's still more of a percentage than what elected the last several presidents. 14% of the people said no. 20% doesn't. So I'm going to put doesn't matter to me and yes in the same, which means 76% of the people said yes. That's the way I'm going to look at it. 76% of the people said yes. So I worked so hard to get the community tab, and 100 subs away, they give it to everyone. Oh man, yeah, that's a drag. But the community page is awesome, but it was never something that worked well for me. But then I put this up and 1,800 people voted. So that's pretty cool. So I'm doing this because I believe it will be fun. I'm doing this because I think we can get something out of it. And it's also going to be less editing on my part. Just true. And you overwhelmingly voted yes to do it. So that's why we're doing this. I can't wait to start with the first episode next week. I'm going to try to keep these. I know I've been going for an hour and a half. I'm going to try to keep these to an hour starting next week. So we get through all those segments, and if it's at an hour, we're done. Good night. We'll see you next week. That's the way it's going to be. So, but we'll see. I'm excited about it. I can't wait to do the first episode. Hope that you don't base your opinion on this garbage that you see right here. Tanks aren't garbage. They look good. But this presentation is a mess, and I understand that. It's not going to look this way next week. So come by next week, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Oh, you better talk fast for just an hour. Yeah, well, if I don't look at your chats, Candy, then I will. That's the thing. If I'm not looking at the chat, I can stay on track and I can stay focused, and it will be and it'll be there. So any word on another members only live stream next weekend? We're going to do those every other weekend. Wasn't it last weekend? I don't know. I'm going to have to look at my schedule. But yes, next weekend. This weekend I'm recording all weekend. So yeah, next weekend we're going to do a members only live stream. So there you go. My throat is literally closing up now because I'm tired and it's time for me to go to bed. So thank you all so much for coming by. I hope you give next week a chance. Excuse me, because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. Going to have good questions, going to have good updates, going to have good comments of the week. And hopefully, if you go into the comment section of any of my videos and you put down John or hashtag John's World and you ask something that has nothing to do with fish keeping, like Tom just said, Marvel or DC, questions like that should be put in the comment section, hashtag John's World, and that is what I will talk about in John's World. And then at the very end, I am going to go over some smiles and shout them out. Okay, I'll do that. I've never done that before. But anyway, thank you all, folks, for joining tonight. and sticking with me through this mess of a live stream that we've had tonight. Been a lot of fun. I'm wore out. I'm ready to call it a night, and I've been ready for the last 10 minutes, but for some reason I'm still talking. So thank you all so much. This weekend is 10 fish that are the most abused, the 10 most abused fish in the aquarium hobby. That's going to ruffle some feathers, I'm sure. But anyway, that's what we got. So there you go. Be looking forward to that. Thank you all so much. And I'm done because this has been a mess. So thank you all so much again, and goodbye.